Okay, you're live.
Monday night. Welcome to Detect America. Yeah. Oh, you poor Dallas fans, Washington fans. We're going to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to the Super Bowl, and you're not. Okay. So I know, like, you're Kansas City fans. Okay. You want to play the little Kansas City thing, whatever. But listen, we got a shot at this. That's all I can say. And man, I hope we get another one. I never thought I would see a Super Bowl by the Eagles, and we got one. And let me tell you something, man. Nick Foles is the man. Seeing Nick Foles was like the highlight of the show. Um, so love it, love it. They should have never got rid of Nick Foles because I think Carson Wentz was a lemon. So Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl and they get rid of him. So
Sorry. I was on the phone with Nick with Sirianni. They want me to go out to New Orleans and help Saquon out.
I know a lot of guys. See, I know a lot of guys that work the security for the link, and one of my friends is going. A bunch of them I know are definitely going to the Super Bowl.
I
One
think
guy,
he wants me to play.
yeah, no, he wants you to play. Well, one guy I know, the one friend I know, he is in the ranks, so he got a Super Bowl ring last time.
Oh, no good.
So he'll go, and a bunch of guys I know are going to go out for the game. So I think it's great. Did you get your tickets to New Orleans?
I'm waiting for the limo to pick me up. I hear I'm replacing Elliott. They want me to kick.
Listen, you probably don't. You know what? Don't even get me started on that guy. It's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, but the guy is inconsistent.
You
I'm
know
going to
what?
tell you.
The guy was money forever, and something. You may find out that he has an injury or something because the guy was money. The guy never missed. He just never missed, and now
The truth,
he's missing at least one, if not two, a
the
game.
truth is catching up with him. So here's what I've got to say about this, and I don't know if it's an easy statement to make or not, but I think the key to the Eagles' success, and it was the key to their success in the last 2 weeks, was turnovers. They've got to force
They're
turnovers.
insane. They're insane the amount of turnovers they're making and
Okay.
capitalizing on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Kansas City doesn't turn the ball over much. So that's going to be the problem. The Eagles need to get the turnovers from a team that's not turning the ball over.
Here's what I'm going to say on the whole issue. They've got 2 weeks before the Super Bowl when this team is 100%.
Oh, well.
And granted, I know we're South Philly folk. I know we're biased. I get it. When this team is 100%, I don't believe there's a team in the league that can beat
Well,
it.
that's one good thing is there were no major injuries Sunday.
Yeah.
That
No major injuries. We had half our offensive line out, and the secondary offensive lineman out.
Listen,
We lost three major offensive linemen that game.
What, Washington?
Against Washington, yeah.
We did.
We lost our center. Our backup center was in. We lost the left back, and we lost the secondary guy in the back line. And all three of them are good players. That's why after they replaced the freaking center, Washington for about 4 plays was walking through our line, and then they finally adjusted and they started handling it. But yeah, we lost, and I don't think any of those injuries are major, so we'll probably have them all back. But we lost 3 players that game.
Listen, Washington was not a pushover either. The Eagles made them look bad.
No, I know. Ask those 5 guys at the link that said they were taking over Philly.
Yeah. So don't be surprised. I mean, like you said, we got 2 weeks to heal up, practice, and get focused. I don't think the hype affects Jalen Hurts like anything, like the media and the spotlight. Saquon Barkley, he's gonna he likes the spotlight, but that's just gonna make him run harder, man. That guy is a literal stud.
It doesn't matter what team he would ever have been on. Listen, if the Giants had used him, they probably would have done a lot better.
Listen. You don't know what would have happened. The Giants can be mad they lost this guy, but listen, do you remember where Andy Reid worked?
Oh, yeah.
Where did he come from? He came from Philly, but he gave up in Philly. He gave up in Philly, and he had to go. He had to go. And
you're also talking about a period of time where they weren't as free with the money to get the talent.
Well, I'm just saying it's just saying that Andy Reid was not productive in Philly, and he succeeded.
Well,
which is great.
You say that, but Andy Reid took us to 4 NFC Championship games in a row.
Exactly, but when he left, he was rock bottom.
He was done. He was done fighting with the front office. He was done.
Yeah, he was rock bottom. So, I tell you though, Patrick Mahomes is a stud.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a great quarterback. I think he's better.
This is my dilemma. They're my number 2 team. When I'm not rooting for the Eagles, I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
I think he's better than Hurts. I hate to say it, but I think he's better than Hurts. But Hurts can be better than him too. So Jalen's just giving it his all, and that's what's helping.
They are a team. They are even they're like they had really good stats. They've had really good stats for a bunch of games. They are not a pretty team all the time, but they just beat you down. You
were invited to the Super Bowl to kick for Elliott. Yeah. I got a phone call and got invited to the Super Bowl.
Taylor?
I had to turn it. I said, I'm sorry, but I got to turn you down, hon.
She just wants you to get to me.
Yeah. So listen, I wish the Chiefs good luck. I mean, they're a good team, and it's going to be. I think above all, I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl.
Well, one of the factors I think it's going to make it a good Super Bowl is you got 2 quarterbacks who are not new to this thing. They're not going to go in there with the jitters. You've got,
and they're young. They're young and energetic.
They're young and they're seasoned.
Dude, you know what cracked me up was that Tom Brady was doing the announcing for the Eagles game, and the Eagles were one of the.
Did you hear? They were talking about the Eagles. They're like, yeah, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl this year and they lost. They went to the Super Bowl this year and they lost. They went to the Super Bowl this year and they won. He goes, I don't know, Tom. Who was the quarterback that year?
Yeah. What did he say when they did that?
Nothing. Because the guy goes, all right, you don't have to answer. I love you.
Yeah. That's funny.
You know what? It stinks. I listen. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a unbelievably masterful quarterback. He's a legend. He'll go down in history. I was never a fan of Tom Brady's. However, I really like this guy as an announcer. I do. And guess what? He's not coming back next year.
He's not.
He signed a $13 million contract. He's not announcing next year. He owns part of the Oakland Raiders or whatever the Raiders are. And I think he's actually going to be offensive coach on the team.
Oh, he's going to go into coaching?
He bought it, and I think he's going to be actively involved in the coaching staff.
Maybe he just doesn't like the announcing part, of going here and there, going everywhere.
And he's good. At the first time, and I don't know how long, I'm like, wow, I like Tom Brady. He's a good announcer. He tells you interesting details about that nobody else can tell you except a quarterback that's been there. Right. And he's not coming back.
I'll tell you, Tom Brady's best performance, the Tom Brady roast. Did you ever see that?
I know what I never saw. I never saw it.
Oh my God! Really, you better go on Netflix tonight and download it and watch it, man. Because
Yeah, I heard he got upset when they were talking about Giselle or something.
nah, he didn't get upset. He took it. It was good.
All right,
It
hold on.
was
I gotta
good.
get some water. I'm thirsty.
We're in the middle of a show, and I don't know. Good evening, America. Welcome to the nightly news. I'm your host. Hold on, I gotta go poo. What is it with this guy? He just poof gets up and goes. I don't get it. I don't get it. But let's say hi to everyone out there. I'm seeing everybody in.
Listen, Teddy Roosevelt, or one of the Roosevelts, used to do that fireside chat. I guarantee you that if he had to go on that during the national broadcast, he'd have got up and gone, and nobody would have said anything about it.
I could say something really funny right now. I'm not. I'm going to stick to the rules and not do politics. I'm sorry. Even if the last one was taking a crap while he was giving the speech, I just say you're not. I'm not going to go there. He didn't have to.
Diapers weren't as effective back in the 40s as they were today.
He didn't have to leave.
I'm just throwing that out there.
He didn't have to leave the pulpit. How funny. So I don't know if everybody saw my picture.
Dave Cruikshank, no, he wouldn't. He was in a wheelchair. So he couldn't have rolled off camera to the bathroom if he had to go.
Oh my God. Here we go.
I'm just putting it out there.
Here we go.
I heard his nickname was Wheels. I'm just saying.
Hot Wheels. He had.
So anyway, metal detecting. Everything's frozen. The beaches suck. Stay in bed.
It's been 10 degrees here every day. Today it got a little warmer, but it just didn't. Nothing. You can't detect. You can't detect. It's just I'm itching. I want to get out.
Our website and our shipping base is a disaster right now.
Why?
Don't know. I don't know what's going on with the website. It crashes. People can't order. I'm not getting the data. I think I heard that they might be selling it to another company. I have no idea. We shipped a bunch of stuff with a batch sorter, and most of it got there. Some of it's in the wind. We're trying to track that down.
Do you know you have to give it?
I'm hoping the bright spot of this whole thing, and I cannot go into detail, but we are far enough along where it looks like good things are going to happen. I'm hoping in the next few weeks to have a major announcement with one of our products. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. But we'll see where that goes. There's lots of things happening, and I'm not at liberty to discuss because it hasn't happened yet.
Dude, you don't even know what's happening. It's not like you really know and can say. You don't have a clue either.
Well, I kind of know what's happening. I just don't know what the end result is just yet.
Dude, the neurons don't connect in you. Inside your brain, there's neurons and there's receptors, and there's just something that they don't connect.
I can hear them rattling around in there.
Yeah, rattling the rattling you hear. What's the weather like down there? Is it getting any warmer? Is it cold or what?
Today we broke 70. Finally.
Really?
But you were commenting on that picture where you said I looked like a homeless person. I was freaking freezing that night. Oh my God. We were walking the dogs, and the pool is right. No, the funny thing is the next day it went up to, like, one day it went up to a high of 47 in the pool. The pool was a barren wasteland at 47. The next day it went up to 50, and there was like 9 people in the pool. Now the pool is heated, but we were out there that night walking dogs, and there's steam coming up.
I got to get out, even if I go to the beach on a warm day and just get out for a little, just because I know I ain't finding shit, but I just got to go or something. I don't know. Seriously, the last two, has it been 3 weekends, maybe more? What took me 2 weekends to get the 2 bedrooms upstairs completely painted. And let me tell you something, man. I am loving my new freedom.
Yeah, you like elbow room.
Oh, I can breathe. I can sit on the couch and curse. There's no one here. I spoke to the princess today. Do you believe she's taking calculus? Just tell me some of her courses. They say, yeah, and she don't complain.
Yeah,
So
I took calculus and I complained and
oh,
complained.
I go ahead. She just does it. So she'll be home this weekend. But but the house is empty. So
Champ's got his own room now.
No, yeah, he's got his own room out the front. Oh, he's nuts, dude. He's nuts. The new he can't. He's so out of his element. Okay,
and I'm like rubbing all over it.
Well, first off, the day they were putting the carpet in, he was upstairs hiding because he was scared shitless. Then he can't understand the new carpet. It doesn't smell like it did. He's sniffing around like he's clueless. So now I spent last weekend bringing the furniture from down here. You can see. Wait till you see. I want to show everybody the new room. You can see the bed's gone. We'll talk about what that is in a minute. But the bed's gone. All the furniture is gone.
Where's the bed?
Well, upstairs.
Oh, so you're not sleeping down there anymore.
Well, last night was the first night we slept upstairs, and let me tell you, who couldn't do it? I couldn't sleep. I've laid in the same spot for 30 years. So we go upstairs, and she falls asleep out cold, snoring like Matt Kwiatkowski.
That's me, baby. I can sleep anywhere.
Well, she took me. I get in bed. The dog hops up. I'm like, no, you got to go. I could. He's just taking too much room. I'm like, I was uncomfortable. Go. I threw him out in the living room. Now he's afraid to go back in the bedroom. I couldn't sleep all night. I couldn't sleep.
It's different. That's all. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, well, I'm taking the other side of the bed tonight. I think it was the side of bed I was on. So now I'm switching sides. But I'm now in my man cave. And
that's why that's down there. Now I realize you got a lot more room down there now.
Oh, it's all open. Yeah. I was gonna make it a sex dungeon. But when
we had no volunteers.
Yeah, when I tossed the coin, it landed. Wait, I had the coin right
in the center.
So I used the coin, the Michael Baumhoff coin, and I said, should I turn the basement into a sex dungeon? And I got this answer.
I can't read it.
All right, that's the end. So I turned it into my 3D printing room. So last night during the Eagles game, I put the printer together, as you could see. And Frank's going to help me as best he can with 3D printing. But right there, you can see the printer.
And that's going to help me.
Right there, you can see the printer. It's all set up. And I wasn't supposed to start it until my grandson came over today. And he got sick, and he's home sick. So tomorrow, I'm going to kick it on. Get the filament going, maybe try a someone just said the supports were not strong enough for the swing. Well, that's definitely true. So tomorrow I'm going to turn it on, connect it to the Wi-Fi, try a test print here and there, and I'm going to see what happens.
There you go.
So no, I'm not. My first trial print is not going to be a plug. But if I make one, you're the first one getting it.
I need more water.
Here he goes. He's in.
Nice.
Oh my God. Incredible. He just gets up and leaves. So I'm going to try my hand at 3D printing. I hope I can do it. It may not. It's tricky, man. It's tricky. If the moon and the stars don't line up exactly correct, it gets to be messy. It can either print real nice, get messy. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Me and my grandson are either going to have a good time, or I'm going to throw that thing out the window. And that kid loves turtles, so I'm sure there's going to be prints. He's going to be printing turtles left and right. But that's cool. I want him to have a hobby. He's into computers, and he was helping me. He was over there working my computer one day, so he's helping.
I've been trying my hand at baking bread, and I've been eating a lot of bad bread. That I'm very, very thirsty.
Oh, look, it says Barb says she's doing 3D.
Yeah, I think Barb said she's got they got the mini bamboo.
Yeah, what'd you say? She what?
I think Barb has a mini bamboo.
Oh, she had mini bamboo? Yeah, this is a bamboo A1. So look, I figure Frank can do it. Any dummy can.
I agree.
If Frank can do it, any monkey can.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, she's got the mini bamboo. So, Barb, have you had any problems with it? Have you had any? I'm on I've been on the Facebook bamboo pages, and I guess it's prevalent because, you're on the page and everyone's got a problem. Everyone's got this problem. Everyone's got that problem. Blah 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 blah. So ABS is one of the top materials. Well, I got to start out with the PLA, the basic filament. And
I'm using nothing but carbon fiber.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm going to get into that. I'll try to get in it, but I got to learn. I got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? In practice, and I'm not going to start out with the carbon right away until What size nozzle do you use on the carbon?
Same. So it's not like it's pure carbon fiber. It's PLA and it's carbon fiber infused.
Right, but don't you need a hardened steel nozzle? Don't you need a different nozzle?
I use brass nozzle. The only thing with carbon fiber, you will burn through nozzles a little bit quicker. I mean, I'll get a bunch of prints out of one nozzle, but here's the difference between the Ender series and some of the other ones is that I just bought 25 nozzles for $5. So.
Okay. So Barb's talking about moisture in the filament. I bought
that's a problem. I never realized that until very recently, going to my PLA to try and print a couple of stupid little things, and it starts to come out gummy. And then I started and there's like, yeah, you got to get a dryer because they absorb moisture while they're sitting there. And
well, the funny thing is this: I have a dehumidifier down here, but it's also only 35% humidity.
Yeah, again, I'm in the tropics, and my thing was by a window. So now it actually prints a lot better now.
So I don't know if 35% humidity is good, but I think that's kind of low. I think it might be a little benefit on my part.
Yeah, not 35, like I said, but like Matt's got a dryer, and I have to. I'm not buying one of those, $400 dryers they have when you can just go buy a food dehydrator.
I still got some straightening up to do down here on certain things between here and the laundry room now from moving back and forth and getting some things done.
No, Don, that nozzle doesn't leak anymore. I got a shot, cleared right up.
This is why I love this page.
But I got a couple of things cooking on that right now too, because we're trying. We have a new ugly box coming down the road, guys, and I don't even want to get into the changes because we're changing the box. Everything there's some changes coming to it. All your old shit will still work on it, but so that's one of my projects now is I'm screwing with the new box, trying to get a new shape that I can print fairly regularly.
Yeah, well, like I told you, whatever I can print that's going to help. I mean, I'll try making them not. Once I learn how to do this, I'll print up whatever you need. And I
was gonna let Matt print some, but it takes him 22 hours to print one little thunder tube. Lightning. Yeah. Matt refuses to increase the speed on his printer.
Matt refuses to buy a printer. He said he spent $80 on his.
Listen, it's not that my printer was super expensive either. Again, you're using your printer has a lot of higher tech stuff that goes on with it, and you paid more for it.
Well, I wanted something that was first off user friendly. All the reviews were this was the most user friendly company. Um, and when I started looking into them, this thing came with a 4 filament spool holder. It switches
That's
colors.
cool. That's a big deal. I love that. Yeah.
Right. So until I learn how to maybe do a print where I change the color if I need a fifth color or more, this is, I can do 4 colors, which is pretty cool. Um, the price was mid range. Mine came out to like $530 or $489, and when it was all done, I was like, I don't know, 530. So I mean, you can spend anywhere. Like, look, Matt spent $80 on one. That's great. He has a 3D printer. He's learning how to do it. So if he ever decides to buy up, he can. You can spend $80. You can spend $8,000 on a printer. You know what I mean?
I spent 2.25 on my printer, and when I bought this, it was the newest version of this one. Now there's 12 versions since I bought it last year. Since Celeste bought it for me for my birthday last year, but it this is I have a good printer. Would I like if I go up? Yeah, I might even consider the band, but I like a lot of the.
Listen, if yours is working, it's like
it's a workhorse.
There you go. It's like a metal detector. If it's fitting your needs and you like, why spend the money? So the one I purchased was the Bamboo A1, and it's exactly like the Bamboo A1 Mini. The max volume of the print area is 256 centimeters by 256 centimeters, and then
yeah, you got yours is a little bit bigger play. I think ours are 230 by 230.
Yeah, and the mini just does less of an area, right. But from what I understand, the mini is just as good as anything else, in size. So it's the same printer as the mini. You could tell they look exactly the same, and the area of volume is just bigger. That's all. So I think that, like I said, I don't know what the maximum project size is, but the volume of the print area is 200 and what did I say now? Somebody says 230.
Yeah, I think yours is over 250, and the reality
that what? That's the problem about 3D printing. Nothing's done in English. It's all centimeters, millimeters, decimeters, crocometers. But I do have, at least I have this as a gauge of telling me about what millimeters are.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to how big 1 millimeter is or centimeter.
On your slicer, you should have the option to switch it over to inches.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna. When anyone talks about it, everyone all talks in centimeters.
The thing that I like about this, and you know what, I didn't get mine because I just thought I wanted to make fun stuff. I'm not making like little cats and shit. This hobby, this 3D printing, it really does lend itself to metal detecting because there are so many little parts and components and stuff. And granted, to design and to copy them, or it's not easy. It's hair pulling out time, but you can you some of the stuff that we've done, some of the stuff that we're doing with it is metal detecting manufacturer quality stuff, and you're paying a lot less. Like me and Steve and guys have been talking. We're gonna we want to go into some of the grommets, some of the spacers, some of the different things that you pay $17 for one, when the reality is that everybody can be happy paying 10 or less.
This
so it really is a cool hobby for our hobby.
This was 3D printed.
Yep.
The ear protectors for the coils are 3D printed.
Well, you heard right. Those ugly pucks that I make. So I was printing them in carbon fiber, and they come out beautiful and they're strong. So I was like, well, you know what? I said, do I really need to print them in carbon fiber? Let me print a couple of them in plastic in PLA. So I print a couple of them in PLA, and guess who got one and immediately broke it? Don went.
This is 3D printed.
Yeah.
So and you're making, look, you know what's funny about it? It's so cool. What amazes me about 3D printing is the preciseness of it. Let me show you. This is a 3D printed nut, screw, or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
I printed a couple of them out for coil holders.
So that's a screw. This 3D printer makes a screw.
Yep.
And it makes the hole that the screw goes into.
Yes.
And you can make projects where you can make things where all gears work. Some of the like they make dragons where I guess they're called articulated. What
I'm learning now is not only know your machine, because you can make anything with almost anything intricate, but like when it comes to bolts and screws, what you're going to learn is start learning to print with other materials, because PLA screws don't hold up.
Right. Well, that's fine. But like, listen, like I'll keep telling you over and over, I got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and you know, like you'll get into carbon fiber, you'll get into PETG and TPU,
right.
softer stuff, harder stuff, stronger stuff.
And listen, then you can actually design your own builds, which people are doing, and I kind of want to hope that my grandson might, if my grandson really falls into this, dude. There's things they call print farms.
Yeah.
And you can fill a room full of printers and make a lot of money.
I already am eyeing up, like for example, and I know everybody's going to jump all over my crap about Temu and all this other shit, but they're Temu and AliExpress and Alibaba. They sell these mini printers. They are no name brands, guys. They're no name brands. They're also $60, and if you actually look into them, I don't want one or two or three of these things because I want to print really intricate things. I have parts like for the Lightning and the Ugly Box that I need to print the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's very basic. I just have to print a lot of them.
So you're doing it.
They actually work. They got fairly good reviews. You can't print super fast with them. You can't print real big stuff with them. But I wouldn't mind having a few machines set up to print this kind of stuff.
But if you can print 10 at a time,
yeah.
Of what are you using for the Thunder?
The tips that we had before were PLA tips, and they would break. They would break. So we're printing carbon fiber ones now. Again, I sent Don a couple PLAs. He immediately broke them. So he's getting carbon fiber ones now. The carbon fiber, I'm buying carbon fiber for just about the same price as I'm paying for PLA.
Yeah.
And it's 10 times stronger. It really is.
Well, it's something I want to try. Maybe I can, if I can make a couple bucks doing it, if I can have a fun hobby, that's one thing. If I can make a couple bucks doing it on top of it to maybe pay for the hobby, great.
And that's the thing I like, because if you price out certain things that sell, you can make things that people use in this hobby. You can still make a couple bucks on it, and you can charge way less than these guys that are jacking the price.
And you can make things for almost anything. Like if you made golf tees for people, you know what I mean? Exactly. You can make money doing it. And like I said, if it opens a door for my grandson, that would be great.
Well, like Don's saying, you can learn the basics and then switch the materials later. But when you go with one material and you learn that material, no, this material is not going to be the same. I have to change temperatures. I have to change
Wait. This thing comes with all the settings. You just tell them what type of filament you're using, and it gives you.
And if that works without you having to tweak it, that's amazing. That will sell me on one for the next machine.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen them. Some people go, "I got a problem." They go, "Well, tweak this, tweak that." So I think as what we'll call the base program or the base settings, you probably go well, and then if not, you do it. You have to figure out what's wrong and tweak it. But
because like you having presets for different materials, that's amazing because I have to play it by ear, and I'll do when I change a material, I'll do 4 or 5 test prints before I finally get it working.
The funny thing is that spool holder. All right, so Bamboo is kind of like Apple. They want you to use their own product, we'll say. So when you buy their spools, there's a computer chip that tells the printer exactly what's on that spool.
That's cool. I had to tell my printer, I go, printer, this is different material. And then it laughs at me and I get a big bird's nest of crap.
Right, that's what I mean. So, Barb says she's selling sharks aren't stupid. She's selling sharks, boats, frogs, castles, and whatnot. So yeah. So I got
Barb, all 3DPs, or are you pouring them?
She's printing them, I think she said.
Oh, she does a lot of resin pouring stuff.
No, so I think she was talking about printing.
Oh, and that thing you saw that, right? That thing you were showing me is not a printer. That thing you were showing me is
laser. It's a laser engraver. Yeah. That might be my next project somewhere down the road. But
price them out too, because you can get them starting at $100 too.
Well, Bamboo wants you to use their filament, of course. Bamboo wants now. They did some. There's a big to do about Bamboo locking out other slicer programs, I think, and you having to go through their proprietary program.
Like we're talking about G codes and stuff, and I don't think Bamboo uses them. You have to slice it into their program.
Well, you bring it into the slicer, and the slicer transports it to your printer, I believe. But so yeah, Bamboo's trying to get you for, like Apple, trying to get you for every nickel and dime.
Yeah,
and
that was the only turn off, because there's so many good things about those Bamboos. They're really advanced. That was the only turn off for me. Is
that's the one. Again, that's the one thing.
25 brass nozzles, $5.
Yeah, they're locking in, and the one thing. So they came out with the update that's doing this tricky stuff, and then they came out with a statement saying your machine won't print unless you update. So
that sounds like a class action lawsuit waiting to happen.
So
that's the same thing. You're right. The same thing that Apple was going to do.
Orca Slicer. That's what it was. It locked out Orca Slicer. Yeah, that's what they were saying. The Orca Slicer is locked out. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what happens, and I'm just going to play. I got to get started. I got to get my feet in the water, and then I got to, learn to swim.
Start printing something. They probably gave you a couple of free prints. Print them out. Lots of machine work.
Speaking of orcas, I already put a killer whale, because I got black and white, so I got to think of things black and white. So it's a nice little statue of an orca. You print the white, you print the blacks. It goes together, it snaps together or whatever, and sits on a nice little stand. So I want to try that first. So.
Yeah, I do. It's funny because once you start, I'll start to try. I'm trying to become proficient at the design, and I was telling Steve, I wanted to start off with making a box, a simple little box with a lid.
That might not be easy.
And you have to make a box, then you have to make a box that's a hole and fit it inside the other box. Then you have to thin the walls because you don't want it to print for 19 and a half hours. And then the lid is a whole nother one. You have to make another box that's smaller and another box that is actually a hole that's smaller. Then you got to remember to put the screw holes in it if you want screw holes in it.
Well, I'm thinking
it's fun. It's interesting. You have to be prepared to throw your first few prints against the wall because they will piss you off.
Yeah,
Once
that's
it's
what I'm
green,
hoping.
man,
I'm
it's
hoping not. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping to maintain my composure. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm just gonna do. I mean, like I said, I wanted one that was pretty user friendly. We'll see what goes on. I don't know.
no, Matt. I never printed a Benchy either. My first print was a tip for the Lightning.
So I was thinking the same thing, that I was not going to print it. But guess what? In the box, they sent me a little outboard motor that goes on the back of the Benchy. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm just. It took me. That came up with the Ugly Puck, and the Ugly Puck was not my design. Somebody designed it, and I bought their design. But to come up with the Detect America logo on top, or the Ugly Gear USA on top, people were like, "Oh, just add." Matt told me just add words to the top. Okay, that took me 3 weeks to figure that out.
That's why I have my grandson. I think Matt spelled butt wrong. He spelled it CAR. I think he spelled butt wrong. Because you did.
Well, that's his nickname for it.
That's his nickname for it, is Caboose. You meant to type in Caboose. Well, all right, listen, I hate to cut this show short, but I got no sleep last night.
I'm going back to try, and we're slowly but surely piecing together what's wrong with this website. And
if anybody,
I have been literally just, I honestly, I didn't even want to do a show. I wanted to crawl in bed and go back to sleep.
Well, and also, if somebody can listen, we like to talk about metal detecting, but I got nothing.
No, you got to realize we're talking about 3D printing, and basically what I do 100% with my 3D printer is for metal detecting. So.
Well, all right. So yeah, we can try and relate it to it, but listen, I'd love to be talking about what I went out and found, but I got to get out to find, and then getting out is one thing, finding is another. I
got one more Excalibur to finish tomorrow. Then I got word. I think I got 2 more coming in. And then John Porcella, who's already trying to bothering me about getting his headphones fixed. I apologize, John. What you can't send me stuff at Christmas and expect it to be done tomorrow. It's just not going to happen.
John, who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's John? So, all right. So yeah, let's go to bed. That's it.
That's all. We're gearing up for the warmer weather. We got guests coming. But it's right now. Nobody's detecting. Not nobody, but half the country's frozen. Half the country's beaches are just dead.
I'm hibernating. I'm hibernating. That's all I'm doing.
Celeste hunted for like 8 hours on the beach the other day and got almost
left her phone in the car.
Well, she lost her phone, but she did uncover an area that was hit by the hurricane, and there's a whole bunch of like 30s, 40s, and 50s bottles being exposed. So it's potentially a decent area.
There you go. Huh? All right, folks, let's get out of here. It's been real.
It has. Don't forget, guys, that if you're local to Florida, the Soldiers Freedom Outdoor has a dig coming up first week of February. I'm sorry, Greg Papalo, I don't remember the date off the top of my head. This is just a small get together. First week of May, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I believe, or 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We have Meridian is coming up fast, guys. Tickets are going. It's going to be a rocking event. I smelled like the mayor filled up.
If you're not an Eagles fan, suck it.
Just don't get it.
There you go, folks. We're out. Good night.
Hey, guys.
Hit the button, for God's sakes.